lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum, which you should definitely all join. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below this video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion right here, right now, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Flatzoid, Righteous Force, 10th Man, Ranty, and I think that's it. Oh, the one in G+. How you all doing?
Good.
All good here, Nathan.
Hello, very good to have you all. We're also joined by a fair few people in Discord as well, so good to have everyone in Discord too. Hello.
More to the point, Nathan, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Any signs of Earth curvature?
Not from Colorado.
South Africa still flat.
No, I can't find any. Maybe Nathan, maybe Arwin can find some with his new P900. Who knows?
Hopefully, the P900 that you gave him.
Yeah, the one he needs to actually use, and
I'm sure he will eventually. I heard him say that he's been ill the last few days, so I'm sure we'll get out there and do something with it. He was pretty keen to get hold of it, so I'm pretty sure he'll do something. Maybe he'll find some Earth curve. God. But yeah, he said he wanted to do some bird watching. I was like, what the hell? Ornithology isn't exactly a flat Earth related subject unless you're Gem Panda and you want to claim that a natural experiment is to be had in watching birds hump. Beyond that, there's no ornithology to be utilised as far as I'm concerned. Maybe you'll find Earth curve. We'll see. I'm sure he'll join shortly.
Wasn't there a lake near where you guys gave it him? He could have done something there, Nathan.
A lake? It's in
Amsterdam.
It's like loads of little rivers and stuff. But yeah, there's a little bay right outside where we were.
Did he go looking for curve?
I had to do a double take. I know this is off topic, but I was standing outside, I'm having a smoke, and I'm like, it's weird, you're smoking weed outside, right? It's very strange. But nevertheless, I look over at the bay, and I kid you not, there's a bus in the water moving along, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? I did a double take, and I'm like, what the hell, what am I smoking? This is weird. So I looked at the guy next to me, I'm like, is there a bus in that bay? And he's like, yeah. It's a bus boat. I'm like, oh, okay, so so immediately what goes through my mind is it's a boat, it just looks a bit like a bus. And he's like, no, it's an amphibious bus. it does actually drive out at the other end and look like a normal bus. So I'm like, I'm not going nuts, I'm not seeing things. It is actually a bus driving in the water then. It's like, yeah, it is, yeah. I was like, wow, never seen that before.
But
imagine that if you didn't know. You just on a bus, you get on at a bus stop, and next thing you know, you see it ploughing into water, and oh no, what's going on?
Imagine you climbed on that bus and you didn't know.
Exactly. You should be terrified.
Actually, it's a sub. The bus driver's dyslexic.
Chocolate.
So let's move on. Any signs of axial rotation?
Good morning.
Good morning, Chocolate.
Morning, Chocolate. What's up, people?
And hello to everyone in the chat. Don't tend to say hello to everyone in chat. Hello to everyone in chat. If you're on screen now, you're going to get a shout out. Hello, Colin, Ute, Eagle, Plane and Anchor, Steve, Trish. What else we got? Mario, Constance, and Ranty. Hello to everyone in chat. If you didn't get a shout out, you just want it on screen when I give you a hello. So, was that any signs of axial rotation?
No axis to rotate around.
No, but we got that echo again.
I don't know what
That's from
that's
the
all about.
rotation.
What about scientific evidence of gravity? Yeah, I noted
What
the one.
the hell is that?
Again?
What the hell is that?
Gravity.
Yeah. Please enlighten me.
Hey, Sleeping Warrior.
Hey.
Hey, hey. Good stream. I enjoyed your stream immensely this morning.
Yeah. There's a lot that you can attack them ballers on when they start talking about scientific method because they get it wrong all the time.
Hey, Arwin.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
God. Is my voice changer not working now? Is it back to normal?
You sound a little bit more normal now.
Did you just accidentally press a button on?
When I went to your stream, I was like, what the hell's going on with his voice? It sounds crazy.
I think it was my computer saying that.
Like this. I was like, what the fuck?
It's a voice meter. It's a voice meter thing. I'm pretty sure, because my kid occasionally taps the touchscreen, and that's normally when there's an audio issue. You're like, why do you sound funny? It's because she's just tapped. I'll bring it up on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So there's a little.
Yeah, it's the low high. It's the low high pass filter in it. I know what you're referring to, and it wasn't that. It was something else. I don't know what it was.
Well, I'll just show it just as I brought it up on screen. So this is obviously in the normal position. Then if I move it over here, I'll sound something like this. And then if I move it over here, I'll sound something like this. And so on and so forth.
What the fuck?
Oh
my god, Nathan just took off his human mask.
Silence, Legolas.
Ah,
Nathan's a reptile. Oh no.
exactly. I knew it.
So now we'll get some bowlers on here hearing what we talk about.
Oh yeah, quick talk about Back to the Future.
Yeah. So Nathan asked something about something called gravity. Can somebody tell me what the hell this is?
What is gravity? Is that what you're asking me to ask?
Yeah, what's that thing? Gravity.
Is there any scientific evidence specifically is what I'm interested in?
No scientific evidence for stuff that doesn't exist. I'm sorry.
It's like Anthony said, they can't even explain the scientific method properly. So how do you expect them to give you a precise definition of gravity when they don't even have one?
They can't even define gravity.
What's the hypothesis for gravity in the first place?
Yeah. Well,
How do you define stuff that doesn't exist?
To make it up.
By the way, Nathan Thompson in the Discord server is asking, how do I get unmuted?
How do you get unmuted?
He apparently can't unmute himself.
Unmuted? Well, maybe one of the mods must have got to you before I did, Nathan.
Hey, can you guys hear me? I unmuted.
Yeah, we hear you. Good to have you.
All right, great. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Anyone know how you unscrew an IV filter on the end of a P900?
Have you figured that out yet, Arwin, by the way?
Yeah, got it.
Good. No more yellow photos.
I didn't even notice it, really, the difference.
A little birdie told me that about 25 people were trying to tell you from the chat and you just banned them, including Ranty. Am I right?
No, you're not right.
Not banned.
But there were a lot of trolls also, like, just trying to agitate me, so I thought they were trying to break my camera.
Were they trying to manipulate the independent variable to prove the cause that Arwin goes crazy if you poke him enough?
Hey, Quantum Eraser.
Yeah, but Arwin got 24 of them to pay to get back in, so he made out.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Not like John to come in through the front door with knocking. Normally John's in the back door.
Not only that, he's here for housekeeping.
John, any signs of gravity?
No sound, Gringo, no sound.
No sound.
Chocolate.
Break it up.
Good morning, essays.
Good morning.
Hey.
Hey, Vato.
What's your vector, Victor?
Roger.
Over.
Anyway, let's get on with housekeeping. Vamos. Any evidence the distance to the sun?
Nope.
It's gonna be a wacky Friday. I like wacky Fridays.
Distance to the sun, you say?
Señor Sol.
We don't even know what the sun is. Fight the Flat Earth tried telling them that they know what the sun is. It's a giant ball of plasma because of spectroscopy. And I was like, oh God, here we go.
Did I ever tell you my story about transsexual no? Anybody?
Nothing.
Transsexual I can't believe I'm struggling to say this word now. Spectroscopy.
No, the sun is not excluded from the second law of thermodynamic violations.
John said he was going to do a presentation on that. Anybody here heard of Alphine waves?
That was also, sorry to talk over you. QE explained that was his backstory with Robert Pisano. So their discussions were initially over the second law of thermodynamics violation that is the sun in their heliocentric model. Fascinating stuff. I know we use the second law quite often for gas pressure without a container, but that wasn't the meeting of minds in terms of Quantum Eraser and Rob Pisano. It was actually in regards to exactly who was it? Was it the one that just said that in regards to the second law of thermodynamics? Got a right tongue twister on today. Second law of thermodynamics violation that is the sun in their model.
Why is it a second law of thermodynamics violation, Nathan?
Get further away from it in their model, it increases in temperature. It's akin to you being next to a bonfire and going, oh, it's a bit hot, stepping back 10 feet and then bursting into flames.
Yep.
No.
Well, isn't the fact that it's a big ball of gas in a vacuum that's a problem even before we get to the temperature?
That's a bigger problem. That's the one we focus on typically, right? It's claimed to be a gas giant in a vacuum. What?
And a star.
Yeah, and a star.
Woo!
It's a big burning pile of bullshit.
No, that's a good point. Was that Merlin or was that Merlin? Who was it that said that?
Merle.
Yeah, that's me.
That's me. Good point. They're saying that giant ball, it's not actually that big, you can cover it with your thumb, but by comparison to the stars, they're saying it's the same thing. Well, what?
Sure.
No, it isn't. Clearly, evidently, self-evidently, it's not the same.
Billions of them.
Right.
Yeah. As far as I can see, there's just one. It seems pretty important to where we are, too.
Very.
It helped a lot during the day. Anthony, are you typing?
No, not me.
Arwen.
Speaking of second law of thermodynamics violations, any
Sorry, what?
Merle, either.
Are you typing, Orwin?
No.
He doesn't know.
I was though. Not now.
Arwen doesn't know how to type.
Come on, gentlemen, get a grip, and ladies, if there are any.
He doesn't know how to call someone either.
Oh God, is this going to be a moan that he hasn't thanked you?
No, not at all. Why would I do that?
It did take you a long time.
I've heard rumours that you're whinging like a bitch, Ranty. Is that not true?
Let's not turn
Absolutely
this.
true.
Hold on, that's not fair. Let's not turn this into.
Funny.
To be fair, right? It did take Arwen a bloody long time to thank him for such an expensive equipment that got lugged to overseas to be handed to him.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, you forgot to record it, and then my error was that I was flustered in a moment and didn't ask you. Wait, can you please record this again? Because I mucked up on the first
guys, does Arwen have to suck his dick?
No.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So
Well, you need to say
Simple thank you. It's all right.
he has done.
Sorry,
When?
Arwen.
When?
Arwen,
When did he
just
do
say
it?
thank you now, for God's sake. Just
No,
say
I don't
thank
want to know. I don't want to hear
No,
it.
don't. This isn't fair. Don't put him on the spot. That's not fair.
you.
Anyway, any evidence that you can have gas pressure without a container?
Absolutely
none.
You know they claim.
I'm gonna mute
You know they claim that there's like some of those wandering stars, otherwise known as planets in the heliocentric system. You realise that some of them are claimed to be gas, just gas in a vacuum. You realise that, right?
Blobs of giant gas balls.
Not only that, we're asserted to essentially be a marble with gas attached to the outside in a vacuum in that model. It's absurd.
My bullshit meters goes to the max.
Yeah, you can't have gas pressure magically suspended in a vacuum. That
Yeah,
violates
the
the
gas
second
will
law.
want to disperse in all areas instantaneously. With tremendous speeds, the water will boil and evaporate in an instant too.
Yep.
Entropy.
Yeah, entropy's a bugger
Water,
if you...
water will boil, ice will just sublimate out into gas, and gas will just expand. But all of these things are just hanging out in a vacuum.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question.
In the form of spheres.
No.
I'll ask you a question that I asked the Discord server this morning, which Zanik got totally, how can I say, triggered. Do you think equilibrium and entropy is in any way linked?
Did you get an answer?
What do you think his answer was?
I don't know. You tell me. Dealing with fundies, I can't predict their answers.
No,
He
no, we don't understand
with,
it.
well, you don't know anything about entropy, so...
That's a pretty good guess, yeah. Was that right? You don't understand entropy? I'm flat, so I don't hold us in suspense. We're still in housekeeping. Wow, he was as coherent as that, was he?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, yeah. What did he say? What was his reply? We still haven't had it.
The reply is none of us know how it works. And
you were right, Chocolate.
How did I know?
You were right.
He doesn't appreciate how we
understand
always
entropy.
have to go hot to cold and high pressure to low pressure.
You're causing a bit of audio feedback there, Nathan. If you could pop yourself on mute, unless you wanted to add something.
Ooh, look what the
Talking to me,
Bing
Brett.
search engine just popped up. I'm presenting it. Ooh.
No,
How to use
that's
a P900.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Why is anyone listening to Zanuck anyway? I mean, his name's Mud, for crying out loud. Why don't you just put him on mute and kick him out?
Zanuck here?
No, it was a 24/7 Discord.
Zanuck's not here right now.
But I had another laugh with him this morning. He posts a fake picture of the moon and claims it's evidence. But then in the same instance, he's saying, no, it's a fake picture, but he wants to use it as evidence.
It looks so real.
Did we do distance to the sun? / moon. Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
No, not a chance.
No.
Not very far away.
Let's see some kind of approximation first. Sorry, I mean proximity, whatever.
We should ask Fight the Flat Earth, because apparently when he's bored, he just measures the distance to the sun.
Didn't it happen when he was just an itch in his dad's pants or something?
He's a radar specialist.
Oh, yeah.
Bounce the signals. How many times can a radio signal bounce inside his empty head?
Can someone give me a summary of that? That can't just be left out there hanging there. So Fight the Flat Earth has measured the distance to the sun, you say?
Yeah, I think it was, you might have to ask Riley to confirm, but I think it was during the debate with him and Riley or somebody else that he said something like, yeah, I measured the distance.
Yeah, he did claim that. He said he measured the distance to the sun when he was, he said it was either when he was in university or he gave a date, and whatever reference it was it gave, it made that he would have been about 19. And when he did that at the age of 19, I just called bullshit, because at 19, if you're at university or college or whatever, you're out getting laid. Well, mind you, he's not going to be getting laid, is he? But you might be getting drinks and having a good time. But you're definitely not doing things like measuring the distance to the sun, because there would be no reason for you to be questioning it.
That's not a very good excuse. Shout out to Sean Tibbets for the super chat. Thank you very much for your support. He says cool with a sticker. Thanks. Nice sticker. So just because he's 19, that's why you're saying he couldn't do it?
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what the reason was. He said that he did it at a certain point, landmark in his life. And when I worked it backwards, it meant that he would have been about 19. And I'm like, nah, there's no way that you measured the distance. He said, there was an event. I think it might have been an eclipse or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just thought there's no fucking way.
Transit of Venus?
Pardon?
Is it the transit?
That's it.
That's what it was. It was a transit of Mercury, I think it was.
Mercury, sorry, that's what I meant.
Venus.
Not Venus, I meant to say Mercury. That's the only thing I can remember that would be around that sort of time, given that he's a similar age to us, right?
Forget his age. It can't be done. So it doesn't matter how old he was. He's not doing it.
And why is that? Why can't it be done?
Well, you have to make assumptions. Assume it's a physical object. Assume parallel rays, and then look at shadows. So far, that's the only way I figured out they measured distance to the sun. It's based off assumptions.
Well said.
You got a super chat there, Nathan?
Oh yeah, Trish. Thanks very much, Trish, for the super chat. Any evidence Arwen is grateful. Thanks very much for the super chat. Just for your information, Trish, I just want to let Trish know something. So she sent me a super chat in Amsterdam and said, get yourself a drink. Now, I'm not a drinker. I don't typically drink. But just as a joke, I was like, no, I'm going to put it towards something I just bought at the airport, just as a joke at Arwen's expense. I'm sorry, Arwen. But I did actually, just FYI, I did actually go out and buy a drink on you, Trish. Thank you very much for that.
Everyone who listens to the channel regularly should support Nathan on Patreon. Just throwing it out there.
Thanks, Nathan Thompson. Appreciate the support.
Up, Nathan?
So we nearly there.
I'll see you next month in Dallas, bro. I got a really good presentation lined up for you guys. It's going to be good.
Are you at the conference? Cool.
Awesome.
I'm already here in Dallas with Chris Pontius.
You do it? Can you do a plug? You're proficient in plugging the conference?
Well, you can check it out at fe2019.com. Rob Skiba, I'll be there. Nathan Oakley, tons of speakers. They get better every year. You guys, if you go to the conference and it's not worth it, I'll buy your ticket to the conference off you. Okay? If you can look at me in the eye and say it wasn't worth going, I'm not happy I came, I'll give you the money for your ticket.
That's not what I need.
See you there.
You're as bad as Quantum Eraser. You need time, date, location.
I just threw the website in there. I'm sorry. November 11th and 12th, all day, all night. I'll see you there in Dallas, Texas.
Wait a second. You just punk me.
Yeah, totally. I'm not actually there, by the way. Just so you know. Another shout out to Trish Blythe. Great to hear. Bye, Sleeping Warrior 1-2. Not Arwen. Oh, that's a bit mean. Can we all stop picking on Arwen?
No.
And Ranty says, thanks
so
again.
Funny.
Hold on, another
it's
super
so
chat. Hold
fucking
on.
funny, guys.
Oh, God, you're
so
nerve.
freaking funny.
Hey, you can't time me out here, though, Arwen, can you?
No, I don't need to. No,
Can you stop infighting?
You're
Come on.
exposing yourself right as you go.
Can you stop infighting? Can you stop it?
You can't.
Arwen's defense.
Can't keep timing
Ranty
me out
didn't
here,
say
boy.
the price of the camera was a thank you.
Anyway, another shout out to
I
Trish Blythe.
dedicated an entire early bird show.
On mute. Anyway, another shout out to Trish Blythe. It says, and Ranty. And then gives 666 devil sign. Thank you very much for your support, Trish Blythe. Also, another shout out to Umbrella, Silver Umbrella, who gives me a cup of coffee super sticker. Thank you very much also for the super chat. I really appreciate your support.
Yeah, you didn't message me direct, though, did you?
Oh, my God. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Nah.
Nah, we don't live in a fantasy.
Negative.
This is not Narnia.
About the presupposition itself. Any evidence of the R value?
Yeah, gold heads are retarded. They have a big R value.
No, I mean the one Nathan Thompson referred to earlier when he was talking about the presuppositions needed to estimate the distance to the sun.
I mean, Venus being the same size like Earth, and somebody just decided that on his own.
Yeah,
and
there
that
you
made him correct. No,
that's what I was hoping Nathan Thompson was saying, but he gave the majority of it. But yeah, that was the detail I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Right on. So Venus is also a rock, and it's the same size as us, and the size of us is the presupposition of that R value. Yeah, what a crock of crap.
So I'll flash a flashlight from my balcony, and you'll be looking down from the street, and you think that's a rock, right?
Guys, according to their R value, you walk 6,000 miles in any direction, and you're perpendicular to where you started, and then go another 6,000 miles, and you're upside down. That's what the globe.
Antipode is a better word.
Yeah. In his description, upside down was accurate actually, because he's describing the movement. You're upside down from whence you started. Yeah, correct. Antipode.
Exactly.
If you're referencing one and the other.
Yeah, but Nathan is correct, because the first 6,000 miles you're perpendicular, not antipode.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's precisely what he just said.
No, it's not. Yeah.
You're perpendicular to your original location.
Yeah, but the next 6,000, then you can be antipode.
Yeah. We're all in agreement here. Right, I'm going to do another shout out to Trish Blythe. Fortunately, there's been two, so hopefully Trish, who's clearly trying to get this onto a rail of arguments. I already gave Arwin money that he spent on drinks. I'm not being mean. Thank you very much. You're certainly not mean, Trish Blythe. Thank you very much for the super chat indeed. And also a shout out to Super Looming Hyena. Presumed cause for Arwin being ungrateful, question mark. Oh God, this is going to continue, isn't it? I can just sense it. Oh, God, do I read any more? Earth is seriously flat. Also, massive shout out to you for the super chat. Destroying the demonic globe zombies, Animal Mind, and then a zombie face, Effie. And Colin Turner, lay off with the anti-Arwin banter, not funny. I completely agree, Colin. Thank God for Colin Turner. Really appreciate your support and sentiment. Thanks for the super chat.
I just want to clarify one thing. Can I just clarify one thing? When I sent Arwin 30 euros...
No, let's not.
No. When I sent Arwin... Let me clarify one thing. When I sent Arwin 30 euros for his
I'm done with your whining.
I told him to buy the Bible that Trish bought him with that money. As soon as I gave him a P900.
You're a nasty person.
So you have that money to go and buy a Bible.
People is to give yourself an excuse to be a nasty bitch towards them. That's the only reason you give people shit. So you can give them
Can I just ask?
because you're a nasty piece of work, Ranty.
Arwin, Ranty, who's got the bigger handbag here?
Me.
Right. So sit down then.
Arwin, just take it in your stride like you did last night. Just breathe. It's all good. You're fine.
Arwin, have I told you lately that I love you?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love you too,
Get
Arwin.
out.
Yeah, I want you to put that 30 euros to a Bible, Arwin. As soon as you got the P900 now. So that money I gave you, I was the first person to donate to your campaign. So please buy the Bible for Trish.
Have you not bought a Bible yet?
No, he hasn't.
Arwin, really? Are you serious?
Yeah, really, I already explained this. Are you going to bring this up?
I thought you'd bought it.
Are you gonna do this, Nathan?
I thought you'd bought it. I'm sorry.
No, I told you. I explained this twice, 3 times now. Everything I get from the freaking super chat, I have to pay back. Okay.
I gave you 30.
A cent.
I gave you 30 and you go fund me.
And everything you gave, Ranty, you gave by your own volition. Unconditional.
For the P900, so now I want you to buy a Bible with it, yeah?
Yeah, no. It's not there anymore.
Oh, he spent it. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Dave Rakia. Gafford got his name right this time. $1 for each grammar error I'll make today. Doesn't change the truth. Rakia life. Really appreciate your support, David Rakia Gifford. Thank you very much indeed.
Hey, Arwin, if I sent you a PayPal, could you buy a Bible?
That depends on how much it is. If
I've already gave him the
buy
money
a
for
Bible with it, sure.
All right,
Don't worry
great.
about the Bible.
Let me know how much the Bibles are in your area. and I'll send you a PayPal so you can get a Bible, bro.
Goody. Thanks.
All day, dude. All day.
Well, thank you very much, Nathan. That hopefully solves that problem.
Well, 3 people giving him money for a Bible. You think he'd get one now?
You could probably get a fake.
Do you have one, Rand?
What's the Bible thing?
Do you have one, Rand?
Have I missed something?
I have a few, actually.
Really?
I'm going to read out your super chat, Super Looming, although I don't want to. So, shout out to Super Looming Hyena for the super chat. It says, "Scam win, scammed poor Trish and Ranty."
Oh, really? Yeah, I made them give me money. Yeah.
Shout out to the Hizzer.
Any more housekeeping questions?
Can I just ask where this Bible talks come from? Because of all the things I've heard in like,
Did anybody else?
Bible's not one of the words that comes up very often.
Trish Blythe gave him $100 to go and buy a Bible, but she did it through the super chat, and then he said that because it went through the super chat, it would come out of his money, so he wasn't able to do that because it was basically dead money.
Okay, so Trish Blythe says, "No, I didn't send him more money for a Bible. I gave him $100, and Ranty gave him more. He lies." Silver Umbrella says, "Love you, Arwin." So shout out to Trish Blythe for the super chat. Really appreciate your support. Also shout out to Silver Umbrella again for the super chat. Wow, lots of people super chatting today. Thank you very much for all your support. Really do appreciate it.
Arguing's good for the show, Nathan.
Well,
Lovely. So lovely. Yeah. You know what, Nathan? If this continues on, if you just allow this shit to happen, I'm gonna leave.
People super chatting me
I'm
to
not
moan
gonna come
about.
back.
But Arwin, the problem is people are literally wanting to give me money so that their voice is heard, so they can moan about you not buying a Bible. That's what's happening. You don't have to like it. That's just the situation.
No. But it's not just about that. See, there's
Arwin,
little
just give me
more
a sec.
going on than money being slung
Arwin.
around, Nathan. There's more
Arwin,
priority.
let me answer your
We
question.
are a group of people. We're in a struggle here against the world, pretty much. And you're
Arwin.
just casually treating me like a black sheep here. And
Arwin.
letting people
Arwin,
obviously and blatantly
Arwin,
bully me.
Arwin.
Everyone's,
really
everyone's saying
sick
his
of
name. Right, he's trying to
I'm
say that
really
he's getting...
sick of it, Nathan.
God. Arwin's trying to get a few words out, and all I'm hearing is Arwin from about 10 different people. Shout out to Earth is Seriously Flat, who says, "Girls won't procreate with globe zombies. Be smarter." Hold on one sec. Hold on, just one sec. Also, shout out to Trish Blythe, who says, "I gave him money so you'd buy a Bible and you could have heaps left over."
Ranty, can I ask you a question?
We just did a meetup.
This is really fun.
Hey, I'm not trying to change the subject, but Earth is Seriously Flat just held a meetup, and that guy's awesome, dude. He knows so much about flat Earth. He's got all sorts of Mayan calendars and tons of books on surveying and astronomy. That guy's awesome. And he super chats everybody. So shout out to Earth is Seriously Flat. I love you, Renee. You're great, dude.
Also, shout out to Truth Seeker, who says, "Arwin, stop being a baby."
Right,
Arwin's
shut up.
dropped.
Let me ask Ranty a question. Ranty, are you there?
I am, yes. Okay.
Ranty, have you thanked Darwin for your P900?
If somebody gave me a P900, that's the first thing I would do.
And did
Immediately
Nathan
come out and
Oakley
say,
and Arwen go and smoke a spliff in Amsterdam? And did he let his hair down a little bit?
Say that again, Mel?
Because there was a moment where you and him, like you were showing him the camera and he was sussing out the camera, and then you said, "All right, let's go, let's go enjoy Amsterdam." Basically, I'm not trying to implicate you, but did you let your hair down in Amsterdam? Basically,
You mean, did it get high? Of course it did. I said it on the live
did
stream.
you get high?
Yeah, I said it on the live stream. I'm not ashamed. The first thing I did, I was like, "Where can I go and get high?" Why not? I'm in Amsterdam, right?
That was great. I really appreciated that. I thought that was great.
So did Arwin.
Yeah. I wish
Hey,
I
Nathan,
was there. I wanted to
find me when
fly
you get-
over.
Find me when you get to Dallas, guys.
I don't think it's that big a deal these days, to be honest. But anyway, I'm going to do a couple more shout-outs. So, shout-out to Silver Umbrella, who says, "Arwin doesn't need a Bible." That's not the problem, Silver Umbrella. I really appreciate your super chat, but somebody sent him a massive super chat, Trish, and Arwin's excuse was, well, that gets swallowed up because he gets money from government subsidy, which takes that money off him. I don't think it's the point, especially as Ranty gave him a further $30 and a camera and said, "Go and buy the Bible with the money I put into your GoFundMe campaign, because it's not going to be subject to that." And he still hasn't. I thought he had, so I was more than happy to drop the subject. But on the other hand, I think you should have bought a Bible by now. Just go. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, Owen, if that's offensive in some way to you. There we go. Trish Blythe says, I'm living my best life. Good for you, Trish. Me too.
Anyway, can we get back on Flat Earth?
Yes, please.
Cool.
We concluded housekeeping, so I've got no more compelling questions to ask in that regard.
We're all on Flat Earth.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
For
Mike
Nathan Thompson.
That's awesome.
What's up?
Mike Tyson.
Hold on. Babs has been trying to get a word in for about the last 5 minutes as well. So if Babs can go first, and then you can ask Nathan your question, Chocolate, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Go ahead, Babs.
Mike Tyson is a flat earther. That's all I wanted to say.
Word.
Nigga, you been to space?
Who's a flat earther?
I didn't hear the first name. I didn't hear the first part of the name. Who's a flat earther?
Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike Tyson. Yeah, I heard.
Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah.
He said, nigga, you been to space?
Heavyweight champion. That's what we need.
Yeah. When did that came out?
Yeah, that's going to make for some
good
jokes,
I saw
isn't it?
something about him talking to somebody about Flat Earth, but I didn't know he came out as a Flat Earther. That's funny.
Cool. Very cool.
Nigga, you been to space?
I saw a documentary once about Mike Tyson's extravagant house back when he was obviously super wealthy, and it's now just an abandoned mansion, but with like a swimming pool with about 5 levels and this massive lounge that was like leopard print carpet, and he got this enormous great big cinema screen, and from what the documentary explained, he'd sit pretty much on his own in this like maybe 200 square foot enormous great big space watching boxing on this giant screen. But, you know, obviously all the debts catch up with you and you had to abandon the place. But now it just sits out there, just like this abandoned giant mansion with no water in the pools and the carpet's still down, no furniture. It's like weird. Who would, you know, obviously it comes to a point where you build a mansion so extravagant that it's just unsaleable and you just abandon it when you can't afford to keep it. It's just crazy world. But Mike Tyson's a really interesting character. You know, I'm glad that there's somebody of that sort of caliber that's now part of this community, because number one, it'll make for some great jokes. What's that, Fundy? Your model is correct. Tell that to Mike Tyson. See what Mike's got to say. I and Mike will let you know what he thinks. Right, another couple of super chats. So, Earth is seriously flat. Be ahead of the imaginary curve, test the globe doctrine. Thanks very much for the super chat, Earth is seriously flat. And Stuart Swinderton. May common sense and the obvious prevail. Good job. Really appreciate your support. Thank you very much, Stuart. Swinnerton, I think it is. Thank you very much.
So apparently I've got to wait about a week and a half to get internet that's going to be good enough to stream with. That's pretty poor. I changed from EE to Sky, and they gave me the shittiest broadband ever. Told me I couldn't have fibre. Then when I tried to cancel, because I'd only had it a couple of days, they said, oh, guess what? We do have fibre in your area. We can give it you, but I've got to wait now. So, there we go.
No satellite link up?
No.
I got a funny story about the Wi-Fi in Texas. We paid a company to come out and test, and they couldn't provide Wi-Fi to the house. We were too far into the woods.
Yep, my folks had the same thing when they lived on a farm, and it was on the border between England and Wales, right in the sticks. It was an area in Britain that was the lowest light pollution. That gives you an idea of how remote it was. But obviously there's various utilities that they just couldn't get. And so you go, oh, well, obviously we're in a really clear area. You've got the most clear view of the sky in the entire country. Obviously the satellite reception will be amazing. No. Not at all. Of course not. Why would it be with a completely clear view of the sky and no light pollution whatsoever?
I was just 20 minutes outside of College Station where Texas A&M is. 20 minutes away, and they couldn't give me Wi-Fi. Crazy.
Hey, Nathan, I meant to ask you. You know that video you have with the moon and the sun both appearing to just move away from us? Where did you get that footage of the moon? Because that's awesome.
I was in Dallas. So Dallas is the mile-high city, but then I went up another couple thousand feet into another mountain to get above that atmospheric dome so that you don't have all that glare causing the magnification of the light, because it's well known in science that when a light shines through a dense medium, it appears larger. So that's why all the globe fundies can't figure out why the sun and moon don't shrink into little dots at sunset, is because they're at sea level and they constantly forget we're in a medium that affects light. So I got that in Denver, Chocolate, and that's a great video. I've never seen anyone else's video of the moon shrinking into a dot. So far, I'm the only one I think has caught it.
Yeah, dude, I pull out your video all the time on people when I'm on Discord or somewhere. You know, it's pretty good. We just watched it on Arwen's this morning. That's why when you showed up here, I was like, oh shit, look at that.
The real fire video is that NASA employee in the airport, dude, who couldn't answer any of my questions. And I pretty much asked him like some of the housekeeping questions here. And he just kept throwing his hands up in the air and fumbling his paperwork and telling me, you know, that was a good video. If you haven't seen me debate the NASA employee in the airport, that was killer. I would check that out.
That was a brilliant video, actually.
So,
is that where you approached the guy in the coffee shop?
No, that was when I was a new flat earther and I didn't really know what I was doing. The recent videos on my YouTube about a month ago, I approach a guy who works for NASA. He's looking through documents about how we're going to go to the moon in 4 to 5 years. And I start asking him about the documents, and one of the people I was with started recording off in the distance. And then I start drilling him on space and the ISS and gravitational orbits and the speed of the ISS. And he didn't have answers for anything, guys. It was cringe. It's honestly worth playing. If you guys haven't played it on the show yet, it's 7 minutes long. It's worth playing for the audience if you guys want to watch it.
Yeah, I'll play it through in the after show. No worries.
Cool.
What's the title of the video?
I think it's NASA employee versus flat earther, but I'll grab it and share it in the YouTube chat.
NASA employee threatens to knock flat earthers' teeth out. Is that it?
No, that was about a month prior. This guy it's NASA. Oh, wait. Is my video? Oh, epic debate. NASA employee and flat earther. Who wins?
That guy's first fight was brilliant. You could see he was cornered.
I totally cornered him, and I didn't say flat earth the entire time, guys. I didn't drop flat earth once. I just talked to him about fake space, the second law of thermodynamics, violating what space is believed to be. He had no answers for anything. It's just that video is really good. That's probably what I'm most proud of.
Not mentioning flat earth is the way forward.
It's Nathan Thompson Paul's victory.
Nathan, I've got a quick presentation if you don't mind.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, so this has come up in the past before. This is in the context of Coriolis. And I hate talking about Coriolis at the best of times, but I'm just going to pose a question for people to ponder. I'm not going to give any answers. I'm just going to ask them to think about it. We've had this conversation before with these helium balloons. As they suck the air out, the helium balloons gain in size, and then they drop to the floor because the density of the medium that the balloons is in is getting less and less and less. So the balloons appear to get heavier and heavier and heavier,
Hold
right?
on,
We can
Anthony,
all understand why this is
Sorry,
happening, right?
Anthony. Don't play it, just scrub through it. Don't leave it playing.
Yeah. So we can see that the balloons get bigger and bigger, and then they drop to the floor because obviously the medium's being sucked out of the container, right? And then one of them pops. And the last time I brought this up, I asked Rumpus, what happened to the helium? Did the helium fill it like evenly across the whole container, or did it pool along the floor? But what I'm going to ask now in the context of Coriolis, before the balloon pops and the medium's being removed more and more and more, let's just get his hand out the way. Basically, my question is, in the context of Coriolis, right? If the vacuum is being, if the air is being removed out of the container, but the container is rotating at somewhere between 400 and 1,000 miles an hour on the rotating globe that we're told we live on, if there's no medium in there for it to be moving in lockstep with the Earth, shouldn't these things be pushed against the wall as the medium's being removed? Because there's no medium for it to be moved along with the Earth, and the rotating Earth's got to be pushing it in a direction because it's moving, right? Or am I wrong? Just bear that in mind. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm pretty sure they should be pushed against the wall of one of the walls if we are actually turning.
Not only the walls, but we have like, I don't know how many different vectors of directions that we're currently moving at once.
There's 4, isn't there? There's the rotation of the Earth around the axis. There's the orbit of the Earth around the sun. There's the moving of the sun and the planets around the cosmos. There's another one in there.
The galaxy, the galaxy itself, and then the solar system,
moving of the Milky Way.
Motion during orbiting the center.
It's the moving of the Milky Way around the Great Attractor.
So if we remove all the medium out of the thing so it can't be moving in lockstep with the Earth, surely it should be pushed against one of the walls, whichever direction the Earth's supposed to be rotating in, right? And guess what doesn't happen?
I love that laugh in your voice.
I can play this video on the live stream if you want me to. Any objections, anybody? Has anybody got something else they wanted to add?
Yeah, did anybody catch the Simon Dan show today?
I don't watch Simon Dan.
Anybody
else?
Do you mean pseudo Simon Dan?
Yeah, it was quite embarrassing for you, Sleeping Warrior.
I don't think so. Why would it be embarrassing for me?
Have a little look.
Can you just tell him?
Hang on, let me. So you're telling me that a pseudoscientist is going to embarrass me? I don't think so.
Well, you're doing an experiment and you take a measurement and you turn around and say, well, these are just numbers. I don't know what they are. They could be unicorn farts.
Yeah.
What's the point of taking the measurement if you don't know what you're measuring and you don't know what the measurement is telling you? But yet you're sitting there telling me you're doing a scientific experiment. Are you
asking me?
My question is I don't know what these numbers mean. Is that part of your scientific method?
Yeah. So are you asking me rhetorically, or is this a genuine question because you don't know the answer?
Well, I don't know what your scientific method is, so I am genuinely asking, I don't know what these numbers mean, part of your scientific method.
Okay, let me explain it for just you then. What was the elements that I added to the liquid?
You didn't add anything to the liquid.
You added salt.
Wow. First of all, did you see the experiment that you're talking about? You know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've actually seen the Sleeping Warrior egg experiment several times now.
Okay, and he's.
But yeah, he clearly states the first glass that he takes a measurement from is just normal tap water. He did not add anything to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question on the table is... Hold on, let me just get this back on track. Sorry, Anthony. The question you were posed by Anthony was what was added.
No, I didn't ask what was added.
No, listen again. Anthony asked you, whoever's in G+, completely rumpusing the mic. Please keep your mics closed. Thank you, Discord. And G+, for that matter. Someone in G+, actually, with their mic open. Flatside, can you mute, please? He's asking you what was added. Not what you asked us. He's asking you what was added.
Yeah, he added salt to his second glass.
Thank you. Back on track.
So, yeah, let me take it from here, Nathan. I'm going to enjoy this. Nathan, would you mind presenting my screen for the benefit of your audience?
Certainly.
So we've just agreed that I added something, right? And it was labeled table salt in the test, and you're happy that it was salt. The thing that you're questioning me on, what did it measure? When I said these are just numbers, I don't know what they mean. What did it measure?
It measured the dissolvable solids in the liquid parts per million.
Right. So when it measures the dissolvable solids, some people call it salinity or electrical conductivity, but it measures something, right? Something increased, because we had a value at the beginning, which was 212 parts per million. And then at the end of it, there was 299 parts per million, right? These are relative numbers, and it doesn't matter whether they relate to anything or nothing. All it needs to demonstrate is that when I added something, there was an increase in something. It doesn't even need to be accurate. It just needs to demonstrate that there was an increase. Relative numbers. Do you understand?
So now you're telling me your scientific method doesn't need your numbers to be accurate?
Correct. Because scientific method is about a cause and an effect, not about quanta. Do you understand what quanta is?
So it doesn't have to be accurate.
No, it doesn't have to be quantitative.
It's about cause and effect.
No.
Do you understand?
Yeah, but he just said it doesn't have to be accurate.
No, it doesn't have to be quantitative.
That's his words, not mine.
No, that's not what he said.
He did say that. That was his words. He said
your implication is wrong.
He's
saying it doesn't matter about the qualitative value that you assign to it. It doesn't make any difference. He's showing there's an increase of something. Clearly, he's added something.
Right, but if he doesn't know what he's measuring, why?
It wouldn't matter either. He doesn't have to give you any measurement. It matters not. The science is
qualitative. He isn't measuring. Shut up. He isn't measuring anything. You clown show. It's a qualitative, not quantitative.
Correct.
Duh.
Effect, not quanta. Do you understand the reason why I did it on the way I did it?
Let me just see. Just let me get an answer from him. Do you understand, Highlander, that the quantification of the change is irrelevant? He doesn't even have to present it. It's the actual cause that's the critical detail in the experiment, not the quantification of the amount that caused it. That's irrelevant. Do you understand?
Nah, ask him if he knows the difference between qualitative and quantitative.
Do you understand? Do you understand the difference between qualitative and quantitative? If I could say the words.
Right, okay, so measuring unicorn farts that's okay.
Answer the question.
Yeah, don't stutter. He just asked you a basic question. Come on, you must know these. Not a trick question.
What you're saying is that you're measuring the effect and not the actual parts per million.
That's not the question. Do you know the difference between qualitative and quantitative? Listen to what I'm saying, Essay.
Yes, one is quality and one is quantity.
Oh my God. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks for showing us. Have a nice day.
That was quite a funny, nice one.
Let's not forget the bigger picture here. The bigger picture is that he thinks that Simon Dan is going to make, what did you say, embarrass me, right? And I said, I don't know how you think a pseudoscientist would ever embarrass me. And you're trying to claim something that he must have claimed in his video to embarrass me. But you're looking a bit of a dick now, aren't you?
Harama, you're the one that turned around and said, I'm going to measure this, but I don't know what this means. It could be unicorn farts.
Yeah.
Do you not think that saying these things during a scientific experiment might...
Let me explain to you why I said that. Because morons that don't understand why I said that would pick me up on it like you're doing right now. Anybody that knows what science is, it's a hypothesis test. It demonstrates a cause and an effect relationship, right? The quanta part of it is the bit that you guys love to put into everything to claim science, right? And I did that literally to demonstrate that when I added salt and I then measured with a conductivity meter or a salinity tester or whatever you want to call it, it showed that there was an increase of mass, and it represents a relative increase in that value. And I don't care what you call it, and I don't care what numerical value you put to it, the quanta, it doesn't matter. All I'm demonstrating is that by adding the salt in the real world, I measured a change in that something, and that's all it was.
If he doesn't get it now, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
He's a bit retarded.
Yeah, but adding anything solid to that water would have pushed that egg up, providing that the thing that you added was heavier than the egg.
Right, so that's what he's
really
demonstrating then, the relative density cause. Yes, that's correct.
I mean, if you put sand in it, it would have pushed the egg up. Yeah?
And why is that? Because the water would have been denser?
Just for a second,
Yeah, but the sand wouldn't have dissolved in the water, would it?
Highlander,
No,
I
the
just want
sand
to try
would
and...
have just sat at the bottom.
Highlander, I just want to try and summarise the point that's being made, so hopefully it's understood by you and the audience. If you're looking for something specific, in this case a cause, now we'll take it away from science and we'll take it away from eggs and just say the cause we're looking for is badgers in a certain amount of area. And what you're looking for specifically is just whether or not there are badgers in a particular amount of area. Now, if you establish that there are badgers, it doesn't matter how many, or how many hectares, or acres, or meters squared that you found them in. That quantitative application is irrelevant. You're just trying to establish if they're there or not. And if you establish that they're there...
But how...
It doesn't matter by how many there are, or how much area they're covering. You've established the thing you're trying to establish. The quantity is irrelevant.
So
please tell me you get it now, Highlander.
Do we have a concession that
he
you
said
are?
he was going to change the density of the water.
Yeah.
He didn't check the density of either water.
Yeah, he did, but he didn't have to, or tell you. It was visually obvious when he added salt.
Yes, but that's my point.
That was the obvious
If you
part.
put sand in it, it would have still had the same effect.
Go back
yet
to
you
picking
wouldn't
up
have changed
cans
the density
alongside of the
water.
road,
Hang on.
supervised.
It wouldn't have done. He's a moron. Why would you
Sand-
think sand would have the same
Sand's
effect?
not soluble.
He doesn't get it.
It's sand.
This guy is pretty dumb.
Would just sink to the bottom.
And
But
it's,
it would
it's not
push
a
the
part
weight.
of his experiment. The experiment was relative density.
Yeah.
So the sand isn't going to change the density of the water. You're
Because
freaking moron.
Correct.
Exactly.
And
That's my whole
Highland.
point.
Well, Highland, you
that's
must
my whole
forget
point.
if
The
there's a
sand-
force. If
How
there's
is
a
it
force
science?
that
Hold on,
makes
everyone
you-
shut up. I want Highlander to make his point. He said, that's my point. Go on, Highlander, say it again.
Yeah. He said that the sand wouldn't have changed the density of the water. But if he had added sand, it would have had the same effect as what he did when he added the salt.
Right, no,
Yeah.
nobody...
No, it wouldn't.
So
hold on,
his whole
hold on,
experiment is
hold
flawed.
on. Hold on. There's a way, Highlander...
So the sand would have
there's a-
shifted
just
underneath
let me
the
get
egg?
to the end of my statement, please, I beg of you.
Sorry.
There's a method, Highlander, that you can employ to establish whether or not your presumed cause of this effect, something that would not change the density, the actual variable in the hypothesis, you can test that. So what I suggest you do, it's very simple, is go and get some sand and a glass and an egg and some water, and then simply add the sand and see what happens.
Yeah.
Guys told you he's a bit retarded.
This guy thinks the sand is going to maneuver under the egg.
Just going to form a layer at the
Wow.
bottom. It's blatantly obvious what will happen to us because we understand what's being demonstrated. The relative density, as opposed to just adding another layer of something else at the bottom, moving the water level up, but it won't change the density of the water, so the egg won't move a smecking inch. What a load of crap. With that, I'll say if you're watching this on Nathan Oakley 1980 premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you're watching this live on Nathan Oakley, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you. Smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. Also, of course, a massive thank you to all of today's live panel for making this live show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley. Stay tuned if you're watching on Nathan Oakley 1980, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day!
What a lovely day!